All right, everyone, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. Got this 6-game slate as well as some early coverage for the NBA. Going to be touching on that to start off with the video. Going to touch on the early slate first, and then we're going to kind of go back into it and then do the night game. So if you guys want the content for the early games, that's going to be at the start. If you guys want the content for the main slate, if you guys are coming in after the early slate has started, then just go to the second half of this video. So as always, I do like to start off with the injuries. So we're starting with the injuries for that early slate. Jaylen Brown is out. Kelly Oubre's out. Okay, we got to get news on Gordon Hayward. If Gordon Hayward is out, which probably will be, that changes the dynamic of the slate. We already know Chris Middleton's going to be out. Joe Ingles is out, and Serge Ibaka's out. The Joe Ingles thing just means that something like Pat Connaughton or Grace Allen are going to be slightly okay plays, especially on a 2-game slate. They're going to be potential plays that you can make. So let's go ahead and get into the value report right now. And so I did just do DK early slate here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort by, we can do FanDuel value. Benedict Mathurin popping up there. That makes sense. Nembhard popping up there as well. That makes sense. Those are two players that really do benefit with Haliburton off the court as well. Drew Holiday, decent price point play, especially with that matchup against Indy. That's going to be a pretty good matchup. That's going to be a matchup that you want to be chasing. Looking at it, the issue with this game is that the line is set at +10 for Indy to lose. Okay, so Bucks are favored to win. It is a higher scoring game. There is a high risk potential for this game to be a blowout, and that's why maybe you chase some of the younger players. Looking at DK value, Al Horford's really popping up there. Al Horford is a very strong price point play on DK. The last 3 games, he saw over 30 minutes, and they don't play again until Thursday. So that kind of tells me that those minutes should still be there for him. That tells me that he should still be a good play. Brook Lopez had a pretty cheap price tag for someone that could easily go out and have a good game. I feel like you'd be choosing between PJ Washington or Mason Plumlee. Mathurin, I do think, is going to be a solid play regardless of if the game blows out. Marcus Smart does feel a little bit priced up. Malcolm Brogdon, probably a safe play there. So let's go ahead and get into the projected ownership here. Okay. We'll see if we have it for the early slate. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get projected ownership for the 2-game slate. We will see. That'd be something to just ask in the Discord chat, guys. Links in the description below. Sometimes with the early games, it kind of throws off stuff pretty much ownership wise, but obviously we'll have it for the afternoon games, and I'll come back into that portion in about, a few minutes here. All right, so looking at, let's start off with Boston. So Boston, they are favored to win as well. We got 2 games that are expected to be blowouts, so we are trying to get lucky in that sense that we're on the correct end of a blowout, or if a game doesn't blow up, you are choosing that team correctly. So looking at JAYSON Tatum, could easily go off, and he should be able to go off against Charlotte. Did do that, 56 DK points last game against Charlotte, and he almost went for a double-double. He is someone that the minutes were still there for him as well. 27 shot attempts with Jaylen Brown off the court. Definitely someone you could pay up for if you choose to do so. I actually like Malcolm Brogdon and Al Horford a little bit better. I feel like, given the matchup, Malcolm Brogdon should be able to go off and really just dominate. His rebounds and assists were pretty low last game. So if we look at his stats with Jaylen Brown off the court, does average 25 real life points per 36, and probably not going to get 36 minutes, but averages 6 rebounds, 5.7 assists. So we can see those numbers were down, and usage rate's high. He's not going to play 36 minutes once again, but if he did, he'd get around 40 to 42 DK points. So given the fact that he should get 28 or so minutes in this matchup, he should easily be able to go on a crush. So I like Malcolm Brogdon a decent amount tonight. And then Al Horford was someone that was popping up for the Celtics as well. Just went off against them. Obviously, they've been a team that we've been trying to attack really this whole season. And once again, given the fact that they don't play again until Thursday, that to me is going to be encouraging. That to me makes me want to target him because those minutes should be locked in. Over 30 minutes the last 4 games. Now, on the Charlotte side of the basketball, I do feel like it's difficult. Mason Plumlee has been playing extremely well. It's been pretty crazy, and he was 2 points shy of a double-double. And if he has been someone that you guys have been rocking with, continue to rock with him tonight. The blowout is obviously something that you worry about, and you'll see you can get Brook Lopez at basically the exact same price tag in a good matchup as well. So it's really just, do you want to roll with Mason Plumlee? And I feel like if you play Mason Plumlee, then you kind of have to play LaMelo Ball, because Mason Plumlee has been on a tear since LaMelo Ball has been back. And Ball went for 53 DK points against the Celtics last game, 1 assist shy of a double-double. He has been someone that's been playing extremely well. I mean, look at these matchups that he was able to go off against. Toronto twice over 50, the Bucks over 50. He has just been going off. So kind of given this price tag, he seems to be someone that is too cheap. So we'll put Ball in there at the point guard spot, and then we can go back to Malcolm Brogdon. And really, that's kind of it for me with Charlotte. Okay, Hayward is doubtful. Maybe you could go PJ Washington. But I would rather go Plumlee. If like we're playing another Charlotte player other than Ball, I think it'd be Plumlee. I think that's just the easy route to go. So getting into the Indy game, Indy versus Bucks, like Nembhard is going to be someone that you could certainly play. I feel like he is priced up a little bit too much. Has been shooting the ball poorly though. So he is someone that could, probably due for a good night shooting. 2 for 9, 2 for 16. Like that's just terrible. Okay. So probably going to have a better night shooting. And if he does, could be a good price point play. If that happens. Now, TJ McConnell, definitely an interesting play. He has been someone that has been extremely efficient, but he is also someone that is not shocking to see him get the rebounds and assists. I will say that the price point should scare you, and it scares me, but at the same time, really been going off. 43, 35, and 38 DK points. He is someone that, I think we can certainly consider. And I also do like Benedict Mathurin, okay? Last game, strangely, didn't play that many minutes against Memphis. I didn't see what happened. I just thought that was strange. The game was a little bit of a blowout, but at the same time, I feel like his minutes should be secure. So definitely more of a GPP play, a high risk, high reward type play. But he is someone that, really benefits with Haliburton off the court. And so if Miles Plumlee sits, that really opens up this slate. Like Isaiah Jackson would probably be someone you're playing. You could probably play him regardless. Like if this game is a blowout, the minutes should still be there for him. That's probably the route I'm going to go as it sits right now. But at the same time, we get into the Bucks. So Giannis is currently questionable, but going to play most likely. And now he is someone that, the Bucks have just struggled really since like the Drew Holiday injury. And I think it's just a lot of players coming back from injury or, whatnot. Pat Connaughton coming back from injury, Joe Ingles coming back from injury, Drew with his illness that he had. There's just a lack of continuity there. So like if you're trying to game stack, I would say stack this game because it wouldn't be too shocking to see the Bucks somehow let Indy stay in that game. But let's just assume that this game is a game that blows out. I think Marjan could be a value play. Like if he gets 20 or so minutes, I feel like that would be an interesting play. Obviously, the game would have to blow out really quickly. And if it wasn't him, I feel like Jordan Nwora would be a decent play as well. 27 minutes in the last game. Had a really good game there, but obviously with Joe Ingles out, that's really what we're chasing. I'm just trying to find like a value play that makes sense with the blowout, And so maybe for a build, this is what we'd be looking at for the early game. So now let's go ahead and get back into it. We're going to reset. We're going to do the nightcap. So I have the injuries pulled up for the full slate. We can still see Devin Booker is listed out. Zion's out, AD's out, Clay listed out, Brandon Ingram out, Cat's still out, Campaign's still out, and then we got a decent amount of game time decisions. So there's going to be a decent amount of value, it looks like, for that main slate. So let's go ahead and get into the value report. So I'm going to go ahead and click off of DK early, then I'm going to go ahead and click on DK main. And so we're going to start by looking at the FanDuel value here. And it's looking like Mike Conley going to be the best FanDuel value there. We can see the price points do pretty much match up there. So, pretty interesting play there. Draymond Green, an okay play. Personally, I don't think he's someone we need to go out of our way to play. If you want to end up rostering him, I'm perfectly fine with that. Porzingis really popping up there, has been struggling kind of lately to be a consistent fantasy producer at his price tag. So it's no shock that FanDuel really dropped his price point. Marketing, a very cheap price tag there. I would say, and you guys probably know this, like he should be a 9K player to me. So the fact that we can get him at 8.3 on FanDuel is going to be highly intriguing. And we can kind of see already, there is a lot of cheap price tags on FanDuel as compared to DraftKings. So there are going to be some pretty kind of strong lineup approaches you can make on FanDuel. Let's go ahead and take a look at DK value. Taurean Prince popping up there. So if he's popping up there, that's probably meaning that Ant-Man would sit and maybe potentially Gobert, but he's also something that's currently questionable. Something to monitor. Once again, be in the Discord chat before lock. We can confirm stuff like this. Like this could be a really good value at minimum price. Now, obviously at minimum price, it doesn't take that much to value. Let's see what minutes he's projected to get. So 24. So it could be a good play. Kessler popping up there. McDaniels popping up there. Both fine plays. And once again, with McDaniels, that it's probably just due to projected injuries. If one of those guys sit, then obviously we see an increase in minutes to players like Prince and to McDaniels. If Prince were to sit, McDaniels would be someone that you're looking at even more. Jared Allen, I do like at his price tag. Okay, I feel like Jared Allen should, in theory, be a safe play. It's just a tough price tag to pass up on. Hunter, fine price play, especially compared to FanDuel. Okay, we kind of get the sense of the slate. Let's go ahead and get to the projected ownership. Okay, so getting into the main slate right now, this is looking like Anthony Edwards is going to start. So a lot of people are saying Anthony Edwards is starting, and I would assume then Rudy Gobert would not have any ownership if he's going to be that high owned. So definitely something we just need to confirm before lineup lock. We kind of know what to do. If Gobert's out, you're playing Edwards if he's active. If they're both inactive, you're looking at some of the value out there, like potentially Prince. Now, if they're all three inactive, I'd say like Kyle Anderson, McDaniels are going to be good plays. Yeah, Jared Allen as price tag is someone that I do think we're going to need to end up on. Kind of interesting that both Beasley and Clarkson are popping up there. Going against Minnesota does somewhat make sense. Evan Mobley, I feel like we'd be paying up a little bit too much for him. I think, and like for me, it's like either we're playing Jared Allen or Mobley. I don't know if I really want to pair them together, especially going against J-Val. Nothing too crazy chalk. I mean, obviously the Minnesota and Jared Allen's a pretty easy one. Marshall's been someone that's been going off, but nothing too like egregious. Let's go ahead and get into FanDuel main. Landry Shamet, all right, for the Suns popping up there. That's interesting for FanDuel. And then Ant-Man, then Conley, then Bridges. A lot of these players that, were cheaper, were popping up there. Bam popping up there. Okay. Against ATL, that kind of makes sense. That should be a matchup he should be able to take advantage of. Yeah, Lauri Markkanen probably going to be pretty chalky on FanDuel as he should be. All right. So we kind of get it. And guys, there's different lineup lock for all the slates. So just be careful. Okay. If you guys are playing, make sure to be checking it. All right. So now getting into the lineup process here. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to put it in the value that was out there. So we'll go Prince, we'll go McDaniels, and I'll also toss in Ant-Man. People are loving Ant-Man. And yes, I know it's a matchup thing. It's not, I'd feel like it wouldn't be a lock, okay? But it is a great matchup at a soft price tag, and you did see his price drop. So I already mentioned I like Jared Allen. That's a route that I want to go. And so from there, let's look at some other guards that are on this slate. Beasley was someone that was popping up. And like I said, this is kind of interesting. This is much more of a people are trying to stack this game, I think. So that's for you guys to decide. I don't know. I feel like that's just a little bit too risky of a play. Maybe in a game stack, you could go that route. So Jalen Noel got minutes last game over D'Angelo Russell. I doubt that continues, but if it were to, this would be a very cheap price tag for him. Colin Sexton, he's been someone that, been a little bit more efficient shooting the basketball, and he's not going to play too many minutes. But I think he's an interesting play. Like you could easily be getting 20 to 25 points at a cheap price tag. Obviously if the minutes weren't capped, he'd be a much stronger play. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling point guard wise. Like maybe just go Jalen Brunson. Sure, it's a tough matchup, but last time out against him went for 45. In the previous game before that, 26. And so obviously that'd be the worry. That previous game, 3 for 14, just shot the ball terribly. But it was nice to see that he bounced back. So a little bit risky there given the matchup, but at the same time, I don't like that many guards is what we're seeing here. So Jordan Clarkson, I would say we can play. The Beasley ownership was strange to me, and Clarkson, he has been someone that's been extremely consistent this season. Obviously, like the matchup here, last time out against him, only 27 points, so that'd be a worry there. I know Clarkson's just an interesting name. Obviously, the ceiling's there. Shot the ball 21 and 29 shot attempts the last 2 games, and 19. Like if the shot attempts are going to continue to be there for him at 7.2, he should be able to, be a very strong play at that price tag. So from there, let's look at some other guards. I don't love any of them too much at this price tag. Like Mike Conley was someone that slightly was popping. I don't think we need to go that route. Just not shooting the ball enough. And so really, honestly, I'm just hoping that we get some value that opens up before lineup lock. I'm going to come back to this. So let's get into the forward. So Marshall has been someone that's obviously been pretty productive, and kind of given the price tag, I don't know if the price tag is matching that production just yet. It doesn't seem like it. Like, sure, he might be someone that, is due to regress, but with Zion still out and with Brandon Ingram out, it is still going to be a good price tag. So let's go ahead and try to close out this build. Have 5.7 left over on average. We can go Walker here, definitely with something that was popping up. Mids have been there as of recent, just a strong price point play, especially on tonight's slate as it's looking right now. And then let's look at 6.3 left over, maybe Depot, probably just Depot for now. But that's all for this video. Just a reminder, if you guys want access to any of the tools that you saw in this video, make sure to be clicking the links in the description below. As well, I mentioned the Discord chat a few times. That is listed in the link below as well. Just be there before lineup lock, and there are different lineup locks today. So I'll be spinning some ideas off of each other as well. This is a unique day and a unique slate. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, good luck.